Do, 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 do. Thank God it's Friday. What up, world? What's happening, world? It's your boy. It's your dog. It's your OG, aka Mr. Y. Y'all know what it is. Falcon Friday, High Noon Madness. We're in the building. It's Bronco week. We have a couple of things to get into. You know what I'm saying? Saying good afternoon to everyone on this cool but yet pretty Friday noon. You know what I'm saying? To close the week. Making our way to Sunday. You know what I'm saying? For this here next matchup, and we're gonna discuss a few things. Accordingly. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about you know, facing a familiar enemy in Sean Peyton. We're gonna talk about Justin Simmons returning to the scene of the crime at Mile High. We're gonna talk about Bo Nix and his kind of extraordinary rookie campaign. Uh, and we're gonna, take another gander into Kirk Cousins' journey, and making his comeback into this season and where the Dirty Birds stand, in this week moving forward. Um, like I said, it's been interesting to, watch from afar, watch Bo Nix, do what he's doing. I, um, I would say it was surprising, but then again, it really wasn't because I said, upon his graduation and entering this draft coming in, that he would probably be one of the successful quarterbacks out of this draft. Given the time and tenure and experience and the maturation of him through college. You know, um, and he seems to be having the time of his life. You know what I mean? He's having fun with it. He living his best life. He's playing the game that he loves. Um, he's playing the game of football. You know, um, I think it's kind of upsetting to some people to even have a conversation that would have you to say that Bo Nix may just be the rookie of the year. I mean, he doing pretty well. He's running, what I'm saying, when he needs to run, he's decisive. Has he made some rookie mistakes? And they all do. Yes, he has. But at this particular juncture, I think that good old Mr. Bo Nix might have the inside track. Just might. I mean, I know right now everybody's high on the Commanders dating Daniel, rightfully so. But it's it's gonna be a pretty tight race between Bo Nix and Jaden Daniels. Um, it's gonna be pretty interesting. I can tell you that much. You know, I think it's a matter of availability at this point because Jaden has missed the game, and you know just just to be referencing, and understanding, how close and tight that race is possibly be, you know. But hey, but for what the kid is doing over there, applaud him. Um, we're gonna have our hands full with him, in his next installment, what I'm saying, in his rookie campaign. But he's he's having a good one. He's having a good one. I would I would wager to say that right now he's about a half a step ahead of Daniel in this race at a particular moment. You know, I mean, all things considering, we everyone saw the game on last night. Um, and what have you. Uh, you're seeing, you're going to see um, Bo's installment for this week. Um, I think did Philly won that game last night. Yep. And hey, you can't dismiss or belittle, kind of sort of not given the actual, what I'm saying, amount of credence to Bo Nix's, what I'm saying, play this year. I mean, he's made plays, he's created plays out of nothing. And like I said before, he's made, a couple of rookie mistakes, but I mean, it's to be expected. Rookies are going to be rookies, you know. I mean, hey, we got him, what I'm saying? We're in his house this week, and it's gonna be interesting what we're able to do with him, and, how we're gonna contain him, hold him down and and not let him get away with the gadget plays, you know. Um, but hey, like I said, I'm giving a lot of love to Bo Nix's what I'm saying, rookie campaign. I mean, he's making his mark so far. Um, he and to surprise a lot of people, with the exception of Sean Peyton, what I'm saying, for him to be doing what he's doing. I think he got the right coach, what I'm saying, in which you would segue it right on into the next topic because, you know, facing a familiar enemy, Sean Payton. Yeah, yeah. We all here in Atlanta know Sean Payton. We know him well, you know. So you got a couple of good stories, what I'm saying, games winning the game right here, facing a familiar enemy. Um, and we know Sean Payton well, and we know how he likes to move the mix with his play calling. You know, I mean, hey, it's Sean Payton is Sean Payton. Um, a lot of people kind of frowned on him in his interest into Denver and the way he handled things. The whole Russell Wilson situation. I mean, but it seems he's gotten into his bag and gotten his some of his personnel and product into the system over there and moving forward accordingly. Um, it's easy to say that Sean Payton is doing a pretty good job over there to start, in creating a different style and creating a different culture and teaching these guys how to be the players that they aspire to be. You know, I mean, when you look at it on its face value, it looks like there's going to be something formidable, forming up, cooked up over there in Denver. Um, they they have a nice little defense over there. They're able to run the ball. Um, Bo gets the ball out pretty well, what I'm saying, pretty fast, decisive. And they're growing into something. It's gonna be interesting to watch the finished product over there on that. You know, um, but and it's going to be interesting to see what our offense is able to do against that defense, and vice versa. You know, um, it's uh, it's going to be quite the good chess match, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Quite a good chess match. It's all the respect. You know what I'm saying? Sean Payton is one of the better play callers to ever coach this game. One of the better one of the better football-minded head coaches, if you will, to ever coach this game. Um, so there's no loss of respect, if you will. You know what I'm saying? To him on that level. He is that dude. Um, he's a Super Bowl winning head coach at that. So the formidable respect is due to recognize what we're dealing with coming in with these Broncos. You know what I'm saying, this week. You know, so like I said, he knowing Sean Payton, and he's unpredictable. He takes risks. Um, he's uh, understandably arrogant, um, confident, cocky, all the above. You know, when you know your job as well as he does, it comes with the territory in that aspect. you know. So, hey, it's gonna be interesting chess match. Raheem has had his time with Sean Payton as well, so there's a familiarity there as well. Um, this is going to be one of the better coaching matches of our staff against Sean Payton. Um, we're going to find out even more, about the growth, to stimulate and Zach, in this going up against Sean Payton, you know. So it's we're in for a dog fight. You can just believe that. That's definite. We're in for a dog fight. You know. And speaking of dog fights, we have a dog of our own returning to the scene of the crime in Mile High, and that's one Justin Simmons, former Bronco. Now Atlanta Falcons. So there's going to be a lot of emotion. There's going to be a lot of uh, cracking of the heads, if you will. It's going to be, what I'm saying, it's going to be intense. You know, what I'm saying. It's going to be intense. There's going to be a lot of emotion in the game. Justin Simmons returning to face the team that drafted him. It also kicked him to the curb. And who is now a member of the Dirty Bird family, an integral member, it played pretty well, came in and he's doing his thing, coming back from, back off, a little mild injury. So I don't think even if it was a major, I don't think we could have kept Justin Simmons off the field this week. Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think we could have kept Justin Simmons off the field. I really don't. You know, based on what his emotions been running high all week. You know what I'm saying? So you know, it's gonna be a fun game. It's gonna be a physical game. It's gonna be a tense game. It's gonna be an emotional game, but it's gonna be a damn game, a real good game. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the narrative that is starting to form for this game is going to be our offense against that Bronco defense, which seems to be kind of formidable. Um, you know, I mean they especially coming off that game last week against the Chiefs. We saw some things in that game. I'm telling you, it was interesting to watch. And it had come down to a field goal, um, which was blocked. So the Broncos emotions are running kind of high coming off of last week. You know, from the fact of they know they were in a game, knock for knock, toe for toe, play for play. What I'm saying, with the defending champ, just as we were. um, so to to understand how you know it's gonna be amazing. In the next game. What I'm saying, of the Falcons run. Um, I think that we're gonna come out on a establish a run, play action. What I'm saying, um, and kind of go at their linebackers, kind of go at them in the middle of the field. What I'm saying, in the gut of their defense, and make their linebackers have to cover. In the run game, make their safeties want to come down and stick their nose in the situation. You know, it's pretty clear. You know, pretty clear, pretty clear, pretty clear, pretty clear. You know what I mean? Um, you know, the defense, is going to have another opportunity to exercise some demons in this game. Um, I think that this is probably going to be business as usual for Zach Robinson and Dirty Kirk with the offense. I mean, we made some adjustments this week, what I'm saying, and got things, set and patterned and planned out with the offensive line. And hey, you gotta have amnesia to some things, people. All right, you just do. It's week 11. You know what I mean? All right, we just get back at it and get out here and play our game and do what we do and get out of my high with the dub. And I think a lot of that is going to depend on how aggressive and precise that the offense is. That's what I believe. That's what I believe. What I'm saying, coming into this game. Um, on the defensive side, we got to make Bo make some mistakes. Just that simple. Just that plain. We got to make Bo make mistakes. You know, um, we got to make the Ricky be the Ricky to understand that notion. We just that it just what it has to be. The defense, it got to make that Ricky be the Ricky. We got to make him uncomfortable. We got to make him, see ghosts. We got to make him, what I'm saying, see mirages. You know, throw into something that ain't there. You know, uh, all the things that you don't want a quarterback to do. We got to make him do it. You know, um, forget the kid that they got it running back over there, but we kind of have to keep him on contained too. I don't remember what his name is, but we got a job cut out for us this week. You know what I mean? We got a job cut out for us. You know, it's no secret. Everybody got their panties in a bunch. You know, about what I mean, about the loss last week, and I think talking about how much of a bigger, putting all this pressure on. Um, I think what we should do from a mentality aspect is, you know, is focus and understanding, you know what I'm saying, what the job is, knowing what the job is, and sticking to that. Ain't no need in putting no undue pressure on. You know, ain't no need in, having the unnecessary, because you go around trying to be too aggressive, then you're gonna make mistakes. You know, you're gonna make you make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Which is also part of the game, but at the same time, you want to limit the mental mistakes. You want to limit the false starts and illegal procedures and delay of games, things of that nature. You know what I mean? We've all come to understand and know that, you know what I'm saying, the officiating community is not our friend. You know, they're just not. They're not our friend. So, we have to, dictate the flow of the game. We have to dictate, you know what I'm saying, the play of the game, and make our plays, and, give you and keep down and distance short. You know, on the offensive side of the ball, on the defensive side of the ball, you want to keep down and distance long. You know, that way it keeps the game out of the referee's hands. The Broncos make the mistakes. You know what I mean? That it puts the pressure on the Broncos to make the extreme plays. As long as we stay poised, composed, and, and disciplined, we should be able to, make bold, make mistakes. You know, because there is video documented evidence. He will tuck and go. He will tuck and go. So I'm expecting for us to, you know, have some kind of spy scheme for Bo Nix. And, on the back end, the crash out crew handle their business. You know, all bodies involved, man, back there, and make it hard, make life hard for, Bo to get some chunk plays downfield like he's been able to do. All the while keep it contained, because, like I said, we in the video document evidence. He will tuck and go. There's no doubt about that. He will tuck and go. You know, so we got to be prepared for that. You know what I'm saying? We got to be looking for that. You know, um, and understanding our defensive reality in this game is to keep contained, stay disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Stay drawn in on our keys, and understand gap discipline. You know what I mean? And make life hard. Make Sean Payton call plays that he don't want to call. You know, y- you know, that's basically what it going. What it has to come down to. You know, right there in respect. We're looking for the franchise to join us here momentarily. You know what I'm saying? He should be pulling on in him right about longer now. Um, but shoot, it's clear, um, especially from a defensive perspective, that what we face this week, um, in a mobile, a actual pocket passer with the ability to run, and he will run. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he will tuck that. He will tuck and go. Been watching um that little bit of aspect. So the defense is really going to have to come out and dictate turns this game, um, from a discipline aspect. You know, we got to, keep contained, especially when they try to, go toss, then to the edge. You know, you got to make it wide. And it goes the same. When when Bo we make it because the crash out crew is going to make it hard for them to find people open, and so the linebackers, and it's like and the down the nickel guys got to be aware, and the edge guys got to be aware, because that's really what we're going to want, make life hard for, you know, for what he sees in trying to decipher what we're doing, what I'm saying, defensively, you know. What's going on, Jerome 69? Right, 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 right. Right. I mean, shoot. uh, it's one of those things, bro. One of those things. One of those things. Um it's where, in this game, I think, what I'm saying, like I said, we got to stay poised and stay in control, stay disciplined, play disciplined, hard nosed football on the defensive end. In front, we got to, not run ourselves out of play. You know what I mean? If we collapse the pocket. He's gonna take shots on, what I'm saying, getting out of there with his legs. But we gotta make him throw to where things are not, you know. Uh, let's see. What's up? And Jerome says, do y'all think they put Sertan in Drake and bracket Mooney? If so, I think Pitts goes off this week. I don't think there's no bracket in Mooney. That there's where the problem is gonna come in at. I don't think there's an ability to bracket him. His speed is just that much, what I'm saying, of a problem. You know what I'm saying? Um, and then also with it, Ray Ray, underneath within them slants. I mean, he could take a slant and turn it up. You know what I mean? Um, and to be honest, I think they're gonna try to put it. I would be surprised if they don't put Sertan on the unicorn. I'd be extremely surprised. I really do. I'd be extremely surprised if they don't put Sertan on 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 Pitts. You know what up, Bernard? You know what I'm saying? What's happening? Um, and here's why. Because I think that if I'm not mistaken, I think they're down a corner this week. Um, I may be wrong on that. But knowing Sean Peyton that I've seen over the years, um, he's Bill Belichick like. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to that, you know what I mean? Um, and he's gonna try to take away something, and I think that he's gonna. Like I said, it would surprise me if they don't put Sertan on Pitts and live with the, what I'm saying, the outcome. Live with the circumstances. Um, but I think we'll know exactly how and what they're gonna do, based on what our run game will accomplish. Because they're gonna have to make a choice. They really are in this game. Defensively. And don't get me wrong, the Broncos, they have a competent defense. They do some pretty good things, but you know, I think right here, uh, I'm telling you something. Mess around, and the safety ends up on 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 either Ray or Mooney, and it's gonna be the multitude of problems because Patrick Surtain, although he's a pretty good corner, him not fast enough uh, to stay on Mooney, and I don't think he's physical enough, honestly, um, from a certain standpoint on Drake. And with him being their best corner, like I said, it would surprise me if they don't put Sertan on Pitts, and you know, and try to play off of that. Uh, although they do have good linebackers, but I don't see now one of the linebackers be able to play in space with Kyle. Um, with that being said, you know, um, I mean, you raised that's a pretty interesting question. Um, you know, but we'll see. You know, when that first 11 personnel comes out there, or that first three receiver set gets out there. Now, mind you, also figuring it into this, matchup problems are going to be an issue because the first time that they get a line with Bijan, that's just it's going to be just all kinds of issues. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say a lot of what the matchups may or may not be. I think it's going to come off of what they may how they play against our run. You know, and where we try to attack them at with that run. You know, um, because we know we can run A/B gaps. You know what I'm saying in the run game against anybody. Um, you know, you know what I'm saying. So when we're talking about matchups and understanding what and where and how they're going to try to use certain against our weapons. Like I said, I'd be extraordinarily surprised if he's not on Pitts. Um, but that that nickel and dime corner that they have, DBs that they have, uh, will verifiably get exposed underneath by Bijan and Ray Ray. I feel that. I see that. Now again, the Broncos have been doing some good things with their defense, but I don't see nobody on their back end that is gonna keep Mooney from stretching the field, um, which is gonna turn things loose in itself. What up, franchise?
What's happening? What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, we talking about well, I was really was answering a question Jerome 69 posed at you. What do we think about they're gonna put Sertan on Drake and bracket Mooney, and how they will play. And my mindset is that there is no bracket in Mooney. I mean that speed he gets behind. He's gotten behind every defense we played at least once.
I mean, yeah, yeah. I mean, even not even just him getting behind. He's too shifty to to bracket. It'll be easier to bracket somebody like Pitts, which people been doing all season, and
Mm,
um or Drake.
yeah.
But Mooney, they'll be dumb as hell to bracket Mooney
Yes.
because But go ahead.
Yeah, it really would. The problem that's going to cause is if you're going to devote two guys to try to contain the speed from him getting over
Mhm.
the top, it's basically going to clear the way underneath for Drake and or Ray Ray.
Right, right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or even Bijan.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, now you got to think about that as well. You mess around and you get Bijan leaked out in space, and there's a linebacker out there. How well you think they're gonna go?
Nah, bro. You can't do that.
How well do you really think that that's gonna go? You know, but like I said, since the start of the show, knowing Sean Payton from what I've seen from him over these, 15, 20 years, I am not putting anything past him. He takes chances. He devises things, saying that you don't expect. He does, coach the unexpected. That is Sean Payton to a T. We're talking about a Bill Parcells disciple, okay? So we have to recognize and understand who we're facing this week. Like I said, we're facing a familiar enemy in Sean Payton, you know. Um, and, you know, he's been able to get some things off with old Bo Nix, and Bo's, saying Ricky campaign, which is to some folks have been surprisingly well. Um,
Um,
But I say I like again, like I said, saying coming in, him graduating out of Oregon and coming into the draft, I said Bo Nix would be the one quarterback in his class that would be verifiably successful because of his maturation and his
Yep.
age height. And what have we been seeing?
He's
You know,
grown up.
he he runs when he needs to. Okay.
Hmm.
Um, he takes what the defense may or may not give him. Has he made some rookie mistakes? Yes, he has. But he's made more plays than mistakes. You know, a lot of people have been high on Jaden Daniels for the rookie of the year. I'm trying to tell y'all need to go take it, pull up, pull up the field in some of these games on Bo Nix. It might change. It might sway your vote in the rookie of the year campaign race. I'm just saying, young man is over there doing some things. Young man's over there doing some things. You know, to easy. Jerome said, OG, after looking at their roster, I like Bijan and Pitts against the linebacker and safety. Bijan could have a Tevin Coleman 2016 type of day against Denver. You did right.
Could happen. Yeah.
You did right. You did right. That was kind of sort of what I was alluding to, you know what I'm saying, and him getting out, what I'm saying, in space in flats or, a quick, angle route underneath, what I'm saying, at the back, what I'm saying. Um, and then like, even with that, in some in certain personnel, especially with Pitts being in the slot, is gonna cause major problem, major problem. And that there's probably gonna be the matchups, you know what I'm saying? Bijan and Pitts against their linebackers and safety is going to be the ultimate task in this game. You know what I'm saying? To scheme those matchups, you know what I'm saying, and make them have to play those guys in space. You know what I mean? You know, so it's going to be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Now, from our defensive perspective, you know, everybody's gonna and I've already been seeing some of it. You know what I'm saying on social media. A lot of the guys are amped for Justin Simmons. You know what I'm saying return. You know what I'm saying to Denver. So the guys in the locker room already know when they are is already on the bulletin board. You know what I'm saying? Justin Simmons to return to against his old team, the team that drafted him. You know, um, look. look for him to make a possible game changing play or two in this game in Mile High. You know, look for that. You know, to have some kind of way, shape, form, or fashion. Um, then Denver does have somewhat of a run game. Um, can't exactly put the number of names on the skill set guys on what I'm saying, on the outside, but um, that Denver offense has been able to make some plays. Again, has Bo made mistakes? Yes, he's made some rookie mistakes, but he's made more plays than he has made mistakes. And that's the one thing that pops out when you're looking at the tape on him.
Yeah. You know, most of those rookie mistakes came early,
Yep.
like real early. Within the last, I say maybe 5 6 games, he only had like maybe two two interceptions, and it
Mm-hmm.
wasn't in the same game. So
Right.
he's grown up throughout these seasons. So we're going to have to. You're going to have to beat this team. They're not going to give away the game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what I said. We're gonna have to, from the defensive perspective, we're gonna have to play good, sound, composed, disciplined, gap disciplined football, which has always been the note on defenses against a Sean Peyton coach team on offense. You know, to have this conversation real quick because over the years we've had a lot of conversations about innovative offensive coaching, offensive coordinators, offensive minded coaches. Um, Sean Payton is one of those that you have to put right up there. When you have that conversation about the Kyle Shanahan's and you know and those guys. Um, Sean Payton honestly should be at the top of that list. You know, and just respecting the game that this man has coached over the years. Sean Payton's name should be at the top of that list of that conversation. You know, um, for one of the better offensive minds. You know what I mean? In the last decade and a half to 2 decades, if you will. And that's not blowing smoke up nobody's ass. That's just keeping it a buck, keeping it 100.
Yep.
Because this fan base has a tendency not to respect one's enemy.
Say that. Say that again.
You know what I'm saying? This fan base has a tendency to not respect one's enemy. And you have that expectation that we should go out and score a touchdown. If we have the ball 11 times in the game, they think we should score all 11, score a touchdown all 11 times. And I've never seen that happen. And I've watched a lot of football. I've seen a lot of football. Okay. You know what I mean? You know, and Sean Payton has proven this year, you know, he's been able to call the plays that he wanted and needed to call with Bo in this offense. You know what I mean? And to have the defense on the other side of the ball that he has, and they're playing good ball, good football. That Bronco D is playing good football. And if y'all saw the game against the Chiefs, you know what I'm saying. I ain't telling no lie. You saw the Broncos game against the Chiefs.
Yep.
That came down to a block. If the Chiefs to block the field goal to win.
Seconds. Seconds to beating the defending champs.
Yes, you know. So just to be understanding what we're dealing with here. All right. Like I said, this front seven of ours, we're gonna have to be sound. We're gonna have to be composed. We're going to have football IQ above all against this Sean Peyton offense. You know, no doubt about it. Right there. Mm, good afternoon, Mr. Amy. Eh, yeah. You know, to be 6-4 at this particular point, and if you got up this week and you tuned up on social media and you watched this Atlanta Falcons fan base, you would swear we were 2-8,
Mm. 0-8,
and or 1-9.
0-10.
You know what I'm saying? Or 3-7. You would think that our record was something to that effect. But
Jesus.
the way this fan base, you know what I'm saying, has been out here, cracking and crying. You know, um, to say what I said to everyone this week, you know, yes, we took that L last week, did. Yeah, we took that 3-point L. Um, and yeah, it sucked. And it was against Saint. But at the same time, I asked the question, what changed? What changed?
Not Nathan.
I mean, y'all around here, in your feelings because Saints fans are running around here acting like they want to go. Okay, that's them. And they're going to be sitting at home come January. They're going to be sitting at home. What changed? Nothing. We're still in first place. Okay. And still currently third in the NFC. You know what I mean? We got 7. Our magic number is still 7.
As soon as you finish, I got a point I'm gonna make.
Yeah. Our magic number is still 7, man. I mean, so, all of this, acting like, that, what happened last week. Hey, bruh, we 6-4. That was our first division. All right. We're 4-1 in the division with still one game to go in the division. And y'all out here acting like
Last
we 1-4 in the division. Hit him over the head, man. Go on and get
look, okay. Now, who was it? I believe it was Las Vegas. Going against Kansas City a couple of seasons ago,
it. Uh-huh.
where Kansas City was having problems. I think they lost both games um against Las Vegas.
Right.
And everybody was saying, "Oh, I think the Kansas City is in trouble. It's, it's over, and all this and that." You know what happened at the end of the season? They still won the championship.
Yep.
So what? It was against a divisional rival.
Mm-hmm.
Every every team is going to go through, one of those games where, okay, it's a divisional foe, and they're going to have your number.
Yep.
So be it. It was a blip in the, a blip on the radar, as as people might say.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we lost to the Saints. Whoop de doo. People act like we got blown out. That's what I was talking about on Wednesday, Sam.
Yep.
That same shit that happened at the end of the season last year is what is they're acting like that's what happened on this past Sunday. We
Yep.
got blown the fuck out. That's not what happened.
Nope. We lost by 3 points.
It was, we was just a couple of plays from beating that team.
Yep.
If we would have not, started off slow yet again, that would have been a totally different outcome. So I say all that to say, relax, calm down. The world is not fall. The world is not over. The sky's not falling. There's not pigs flying. You
Yeah.
don't see any. You don't see any flying saucers around. Relax,
Yep.
relax. I get it. I get it. No, it's like being pessimistic is in the DNA of being a Falcons fan. I get it.
Yeah.
I understand it.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally, I can't be like that. I'm gonna look at glass half full. Like, okay, if we just do these couple of things, better, then we can have a better outcome. But I'm not gonna be all doom and gloom like, oh, the season is over just because we lost to this one team, just
Right.
because they don't have a better record. That doesn't matter.
Right. I mean, it's like the only thing that they know is doom and gloom. We're doomed. We're
We're,
doomed.
we're,
We're
we're
doomed.
doomed. Oh no, the
Sound like
sky is falling. Oh no.
we're doomed. We're gonna die. We're
Oh no.
gonna die. You over.
My life is over. Uh,
I mean, it is just crazy that they immediately go to that mindset. I mean, when it don't even be the necessity to do that. It just automatically go, we're down. Oh no, we got no man. This time the team sucks. Yeah, oh no, off the blank sell the team. Bye, everybody.
oh no. Fire Terry Fontenot.
Right.
He didn't make any moves.
Mm-hmm. All
But
that.
we forget this nigga made some moves in the offseason.
Right. Exactly.
I'm done. I'm done, bro. I'm fucking done. I'm fucking done.
Read Chris' comment.
That's why I didn't see what the big deal was about fans having a good time before and after the game. As long as we are repping for our team like everyone else does. Look, I get it. It shouldn't be a problem for them, having a good time, especially before the game.
Mm-hmm.
But where where the problem comes in at is you're saying that we're taking over your city, but then we don't win the game. Now we look dumb as fuck.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You took
Nobody's saying that we shouldn't have a good time.
went
You
down
know,
Bourbon Street like he was on P Street.
right?
Right. You do that dumb ass.
Of course, you should always have a good time. You should always rep your team to the fullest.
Yeah,
I always
do it
do
smartly.
wherever I go. I don't care, but I know when and when not to do it.
Right,
You gotta temper. You gotta temper. Like it has to be in volumes.
right. You go down there and get disrespectful, and you go down to somebody else's house and get disrespectful, you know, and then the results don't come out like how you was arrogantly running your ass down Bourbon Street. Yeah, yeah. You deal with that. Don't
Hmm.
hide. You stay out front with that.
Yeah, don't
Yeah, that's
don't
one
be
thing
an ostrich.
you have to remember now. You the one got your ass in that damn pickup truck and decide to do a juvenile remix diss track to the state of Louisiana. Yeah, yeah. They didn't forget.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't forget.
Yeah.
And you decided that you thought it would be real intelligent to ride down there and second line parade your ass down Bourbon Street.
Mm, okay. Mm,
Yeah. How'd that work out there for you, there, buddy?
mm.
Mm-hmm.
How
Somebody,
that egg feel on your face?
somebody find out that, you know what I'm saying, Bo didn't know.
Bo don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, Mo didn't know. Yeah, you didn't know. Yeah, yeah. But it's always a few stupid ones in the bunch. It's always a few stupid ones in the
Yeah, it's always that one bad apple that spoils the whole fucking batch every time.
You go down there and do something stupid like that. You do crazy. You do crazy.
Know how to handle. Gotta have some home training when you leave home.
You have to
Got
have
to
some feng shui.
feng shui.
You have to have some feng shui. Some feng shui, man. Look, we have, like I said, for I watched, what I'm saying, some shows this morning, on the front, on the big networks and whatnot, and seeing where Sunday will be spoken about, and the narrative uh is being billed as our offense against their defense. Um, y- you know, I I see us putting up 24 points this game. 24. Um, and if our defense is able to make Bo Nix make a couple of rookie mistakes, I think we could walk away from this game with a 24-14, 24-17 type win. That's where I see for this game. You know, it just that just that's it. That's the perception that I see, on this here in this Bronco week. You know, um, they're they have some very hard choices to make defensively. Um, I think this is going to be another game. This will be. There's a possibility that we might have 2, 3 guys to get off this game. It's just there's a hot possibility. You know, you might have a couple of like 2, 3 guys. Bijan, Mooney, Pitts. Uh, I think I think Drake will quietly get some work. Um, because like I said, our speed is starting to noticeably become an issue. Um, and we're growing into adapting to that. Um, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. It's going to be interesting. What's your thoughts, sir?
Well, I think it's going to be a dogfight. Personally, I think it's going to be, like how Baltimore and Pittsburgh or Baltimore and Cincinnati used to be back in the day, where it was a slugfest.
Right.
I think it's going to be one of those types of games. It's going to come down to the turnover margin, who can win the turnover battle,
Yep.
who can come out on top on third down, um, and scoring points in the red zone. That's what finishing drives, and we finish our drive.
Yep.
That's what it's going to come down to, because they have a damn good defense. They really do. They can get after the quarterback with just four. So we're gonna have to stick to our keys, and we're gonna hat on the hat, as we used to say. Hey, you do your job. If you do your job, we can come out on top. That's what it's gonna be. Can you do your job? Don't worry about somebody else, not doing their job, or you trying to, overdo their, no. Just
Yep.
do your job and trust that your teammate is going to do their job.
Exactly.
That's it. That's all you got to do. Do your job. And if you do your job and we make the plays, we can come out on top. Offense, defense, special teams.
Yep.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. That there is the actual fact. Do do do. Me and Chris said, can we start a game with the same tenacity we have in the second half?
Ooh, Christy, you cooking with hot grease right there. We are big. Look, can we come out in the first half with the same smartness that we come out in the second half with, where
uh,
we just wreak havoc?
that there is somewhat of the point of where I was talking about. We played some good games, but we just haven't played a good
A
complete.
complete game. Yes, yes.
You know what I'm saying? And remember, y'all remember, what I'm saying, a few weeks ago I was talking about that, and I was saying, somewhere around week 12 or 13 that is possibly it will maybe accumulate to that. Um, we played some good games. We today. You just you haven't seen a good and complete game, you know, from this team. You know, uh, Jerome says, and once Zach Robinson learns the feel of the game, we're going to be dangerous. What I mean by that is sometimes when the running back is heating up, he would go away from.
Hmm. We saw that just last week. Exactly right. Tyler and Bijan was starting to heat up, and then I think it was the second to last, right before Kirk threw that interception. It was both starting to heat up, and then up. You know what? I don't like. I don't like this. Man, you try to throw it, bang, interception.
I mean, Christy, from that standpoint, I'm not really worried about it. You know what I'm saying? I look at Zach and Jimmy, and what I'm saying, and both of them being first time guys. Which a lot of people seem to forget. Um, they're learning on the job.
Mhm.
They're learning on the job. I mean, we're talking about first time play callers, first time coordinator. Um, and a lot of people seem to forget that or dismiss that. He's learning his, especially Zach is learning his, also with having to learn his personnel and his personnel learn him. Um, you have to remember, you're getting to, you know, you and a veteran quarterback are getting to know each other, as well as learning and understanding what the weapons that you have are able to do, or in certain aspects of your scheme. This is not we're not talking about a guy that's been offensive coordinator for a decade and some change, and is off of historic Hall of Famer tree. Okay, no, we're talking about a rookie coordinator that cut his teeth, you know, on the staff with Raheem. You know what I'm saying? In Los Angeles. All right, that's why Rob brought him with him. You know, um, y- you, and I'm not saying what he did. Man, as far as going with the run game was right or wrong. I'm just understanding what I'm saying, the mindset. You know, of what he's dealing with, what he's going and what he's seeing and operating against and learning, what I'm saying, and what plays to or not to call, or what works and what doesn't work. That's what's going on here. You know. But I expected this week, they're I expect this week to be hard nosed. I think it's going to be one of those 150, 160 yard run game. Uh, that's getting about, what I'm saying, 17 points in the air. That's what I think this game is going to be. You know, Chris has said, people get evaluated on the job at different times of the year or annual evaluation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Leader said maybe the young coordinators are better adjusters uh, than scheme or game planning at this point. I wouldn't necessarily say that. I mean, they're great at adjusting, but I mean, you know, they both have, what I'm saying, pretty good schemes in their own right. They're it just when when you face, what I'm saying, these different teams each week, your your scheme and attack measures are different each week against each different team. You know, um, I mean, so like I said, in my mind, to for this season, I mean, no matter the outcome, it's going to be hard to judge against them because as a coordinator, you know, it really takes you about, 2, maybe 3 seasons to get, you know, your personnel acclimated, what I'm saying, to you routinely, you know, um, what I'm saying, and it usually bodes well when you and that your personnel are young together and you have that time to, you know, grow and develop chemistry with one another, from the coordinator to the quarterback and the quarterback to the guys on the unit and so on and so forth. If that makes sense. You know, most of these players are still young, exactly the point I just made, and haven't been together a whole calendar year yet. Takes time to execute at the level where we're expecting from these players and coaches. Sound better than you when you say it. Sound better when you say it. Yeah. Just right down on that point right there. Pretty much, the same thing I just said. Um, and that's the whole entire point, coming right down. I mean, look, I get it. We as a a fan base, a community are hungry, starving, thirsting to death for, you know, a shiny trophy. I get it. You want results now. You want this dream to happen now. I mean, well, let's have a gander at the thought of this. This time, we're we're we are 3 games better at this point than we were last season. You know what I mean? And you put that on coaching. You put that on coaching. We're 3 games better than what we were last season at this point. And it's like that whole reality is lost on people, you know, for all the complaining and crying and bitching and moaning that we do. Because, things ain't going a specific type of way. You know, yip yakking and jaw jacking at the coordinators like, they've been doing this for a couple of decades ago. You know, no, no, that's not even the situation. This is not. You know, you we I mean the sheer amazement that I have in how the actual reality of our situation is lost on people. It is lost. I mean, take the optimal time right here in this moment, right now, and just and think about that. We're 3 games better at this point than we were last season. 3. We're not sitting at the 8th spot looking up at everybody else in the conference. We're not in a 3-way tie for the second or the last spot in the division. We're in sole first place in the division. You want to talk about just not being in touch with reality? Y'all are out here acting like we are last in the division. You're acting like we're 2-7. You're out here crying and moaning and wanting people to lose their jobs like we're 1-9. We're 3 whole games better at this point in this season than we were at this point last season. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to understand. I mean, I don't get you people. I don't. You have a loose grip on reality, and then when it's presented to you, well, no, I don't understand why we give Kirk Cousins all this money and then go draft Michael Penix. For the same reason the Green Bay Packers had Brett Favre and drafted Aaron Rodgers. For the same reason the Green Bay had Aaron Rodgers and drafted Jordan Love. For the entire exact same reason. When you have things in place and you set the foundation and to where you can, draft your future. Just like Raheem said, with Kurt, we're not going to be back in this situation. No time soon. So why not get our future now? But that the understanding of that was lost on everybody. Lost on everybody. Okay. All right. You keep dying on that hill. You keep dying on that hill. You refuse to understand the simplicity of said situation. There are 28 other teams right now that would love to have our situation at quarterback. To have a bona fide veteran and draft their future and be able to move forward accordingly and win games, all still while training and prepping and grooming him. Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, who are both blind, one is dead, can see that. You know what I'm saying? It is not a also ran or honorable mention. This is the reality of this team right now. Yeah, 28 other teams that would love to have our situation. Coming off of the last 3 seasons, and to now and to this, I mean, we're 3 whole games better than in the same time last season. Now, and a lot of you all have scoffed at the reality of that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we to start the season, we were 500 in the first quarter of the season. We went 3-1 in the second quarter of the season. We're in the third quarter. You know what I'm saying? We're in the third quarter. What? 1-1 in the third quarter of the season? And y'all act like we're positioning ourselves for another top 5 draft pick. I don't get you people. That's why, you know what I'm saying? We as a collective, as a group, ask that question. Are you all really ready for a winning franchise? Are you really ready for that? I mean, because your constant habits suggest that you're not. We win games, and yet y'all will spend from the time the clock strikes zero on that win. From that point to the following Monday morning, y'all will sit there and make a list of things that wasn't so quote unquote done right or could have been done better instead of recognizing the fact that we won the damn game. I would sit there and make a grocery list of shit that you thought wasn't done right by the coach, wasn't done right by the quarterback, or wasn't schemed right. I'm sorry. The results of the game was what now? We won. Why the fuck you on your soapbox? I just don't get you people. And then there's one thing that you all do that really is a pet peeve. It really irks my nerve. We tend to, you know, denigrate the team for what another player somewhere else is doing. How in the hell does that make sense? You want to go take a crap on your GM or your coach or your quarterback because a GM somewhere else or a coach somewhere else or a quarterback somewhere else is doing this, that, and the third. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Y'all want to go out here and throw away draft capital to get this guy or to get that guy. You know what I'm saying? Or go rent that guy. We already put in work in free agency. He made the moves that he was going to make. I'm sorry, it wasn't the move that you wanted, but it was nonetheless still moves. The smartest thing that Terry Fontenot can do and does do is not throw away good capital or money. Just saying. Xavier Linton says they think these players are bums just because they're not all pro their first year. Yep, that too. That too. That too. You know, I mean, you wanted us to go out here and spend 2 second-round picks on Ojulari. I'm sorry, no, and no. Okay, like the tactician's been saying for the last couple of seasons. There's a whole lot that you can skip, and player development is not one of them. You can't. There is no skipping or cutting corners on player development, which is a progress that this fan base seems to not have the patience for. Ladies and gentlemen, we are a growing franchise who, for the first time in 26 years, has a competent and complete coaching staff that have been making the right choices, decisions, and moves to grow, groom, and present this franchise in a winning manner. Just saying, you got to understand what you're playing to understand where you're going. Just saying, man. What any take you might have on that franchise?
I'm I'm done talking about that shit. Like, I mean, I said what I had to say. We just gotta, you know, gotta move forward. That's about it. I mean, you can't force somebody to accept something they don't want to accept.
This is
That's just that's just it.
this is true.
They wanna if people wanna live in denial, let them. Then we can get smacked in the face by the truth. Don't start crying.
This is true. Well, give me your uh expect expectation on Sunday's game. So,
Well, well, I do think we're gonna win.
mhm,
It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a slugfest, like I said before. It's gonna
mhm,
be one of those dog fights where it's gonna come down to the last possession, whether people like it or not.
right.
And this is what this team is. This team fights.
Yep.
They fight. They fight. They have been in every single game. There's not been not one game that you can say, "Oh, we're done." Going into the late in the third quarter, this team has been in every single game,
Yep.
and I don't think that's going to change
Nope.
going into this game. They're going to be in the game. I mean, and contrary to popular belief, this team gets better whether the scoreboard says it or not.
Right.
This team gets better as the game goes on.
Mhm.
Now, granted, last week we couldn't really capitalize on on what our defense was doing in that second half, but they only gave up 3 points in that second half.
Uh huh. Yep.
So I think I truly believe that we're going to come out on this thing on top because our running game is going to get going, especially late, where we can lean on it, and we're going to make the Kirk is going to make the right plays at the right time,
Mhm.
and that's going to put us over the top.
Right there. Right there. And right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. The start of Friday Madness, Bronco Week. Uh, I'm gonna ditto what the franchise has said to save some time. You know, y'all know what it is. You know what I mean? Uh, had the guys tonight. We're gonna give you a little bit more. You know what I'm saying, tune in to the Unholy Alliance, AFN. I think Coach is gonna be on tomorrow. Yeah,
We'll be on tomorrow. Yes.
Coach gonna be on. You tune in to that. Uh, we all the news and notes. Start your day tomorrow with college football and going into Sunday. Activities. You can check out the regulators. Uh, Coach in the live watch party and tune in to the Unholy Alliance halftime show. Yeah, we got you covered, man. We got you covered. We got you dated. We got you ready. You know what I'm saying? You know, and this is what we try to do. We set out every week. You know what I'm saying? You know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, from my aspect. You know what I'm saying? They get you tuned up for Sunday, for Saturday and Sunday. Um, you know.
Mm.
uh, Chris want to know why your edges ain't done. It's the 15th.
Excuse me, ma'am. I don't need my edges laid down and sloppy to the side like y'all do. I just come. You gonna take me as I'm is. You gonna take it as I is. Don't be judging my sides.
Hey, he ain't put on his tool belt and work boots and go down to Mama Shanae's house this week.
See that Sam over there talking. I don't nope. I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness, Chris, you a bad influence. Corey said no baby hairs for Aunt. Mm.
No, ma'am.
Hey man, well y'all wow. Oh man, look man, it's a beautiful day outside, people.
Chrisley over here starting shit. That's all right. That's all right. I'm gonna get your ass back. I'm gonna get you back. You ain't gonna see it coming.
It's a beautiful day outside, people. You know what I'm saying? The mild wind, so
Mr. Rogers said the same thing.
It's the beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Hey man, good man. Y'all dress accordingly. You know what I'm saying? It is November. Don't let the sunshine fool you, man.
Yeah, please don't.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let the sunshine fool you. You know, put some socks on them toes.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Put some on your legs. Put a little something on your neck. You know, you put a hat on your head. I'm just saying. You know, you don't have to have pneumonia if you do it right, man. You know what I'm saying? But that all being said,
Hey, aloe vera is your best friend. That's
yeah,
all I'm gonna say.
yes, yes. It's your boy, man. Hey, look, you gotta keep it. Hey, you gotta keep it dirty. Most notably, you gotta keep it real with yourself. Make your next choice your best choice. Be smart, ladies and gentlemen. That's your boy, OG Big Sam, aka Mr. Wide, along with the
Mr. White.
franchise. You know what I'm saying? Saying I hope y'all got y'all feel of the madness. You know what I'm saying? Going into the Bronco weekend. Look, y'all be kept out there, be safe out there, and don't get pneumonia. We'll holler at you.
Peace.